Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And we're at 18 Culpepper House instead of 17. I've spent a lot of time at 17 Culpepper House lately, but we're renovating 18 Culpepper House for a couple that just had twin babies. I definitely have infants on the brain because we are anticipating infants in a patch on March 14th to think about that for a second. And then we're getting the new expansion pack growing together, I think on was it the 16th or something? Very, very soon after. It was like a couple days after the update. So we're basically getting infants put in the game and then we're getting a new expansion pack. I foresee a week of patches after that, which is pretty standard, but I'm really, really excited. And when I started actually renovating this apartment, I wasn't necessarily thinking of that dynamic, but once I got into the second bedroom, I was just like, I've done a lot of kids' rooms lately. I didn't really feel like delving into a teenager's personality that much. Like the way that I see teenagers is their personalities are a little bit more defined than kids. I don't know, that's probably not really a fair assessment, but I don't know. I've just done a lot of teenagers and kids' rooms lately, so I decided to do a nursery for babies, even instead of toddlers, because I've done a lot of toddler rooms lately too, and I don't typically focus on adding like bassinets for actual baby objects very often. So that's what we ended up doing, but you can see that we're starting with the kitchen, and it's a pretty big kitchen. I do change the layout just ever so slightly because this ends up being a very open kitchen, dining, living space. I think it's the perfect apartment for that too. And I realized that there was a lot of open space between the kitchen and dining and the living room. And it was kind of driving me nuts. I wanted to fill the space just ever so slightly. I didn't want it to look too crammed because I had plenty of space to kind of play around with, but I wanted to enclose that space just a little bit more. So I do end up adding, I want to say, an island with just the regular countertops. I don't use the island height ones because I didn't add bar stools or anything, but I did put this table. I got rid of 2 chairs and I put the table up against those countertops, against the island. And I thought that kind of looked nice. It filled the space just a little bit more, and I really liked how it ended up looking. I don't think that I make that change on camera, so you will see it as I kind of work on the living room at some point. But yeah, that's the only change that we end up actually making. And I was really excited because I used the Dream Home Decorator separated stovetop and oven, which I don't do very often. I really wish, now, I mean, I understand the ability to split them is kind of nice, but I really wish that you could actually stack them. So if you didn't know, I didn't learn this until I was starting to build with that pack when it came out, but if you have the oven in one countertop and then you try to put the stovetop on the same one, it won't work. They like block each other, which I think is kind of silly. I would have liked the ability to kind of stack them one on top of the other or separate them. I thought that would be kind of the way that we would have approached it, but either way, I had plenty of countertops to kind of work with, and I ended up having, like, I think it's like the one countertop that you can actually use to prep food ends up being the one in the island. So it worked out perfectly. And now you can see we're working on the living room, which is a very decent size. And I use these couches from the high school years back because they're adorable and I really like them. And I thought that they matched really nicely. I mean, they're obviously not the exact tone of blue that I used for the curtains, which are from Eco Lifestyle, but I think the softer tone went with the softer wood tones that I ended up using. And here's where I spend a lot of time, okay? Because I decided to go on a little adventure here and actually use the modular pieces from Dream Home Decorator to create a little entertainment unit. Now, it was really difficult for me because, number one, I don't like a lot of the swatches, aside from this one. Like, this is the only wood swatch that I actually enjoy from the Dream Home Decorator stuff. No, wait, no, I'm lying to you. I also like the kind of like orange wood tone. So there's only 2 of them that I really like. I think the white wood tone is, I don't know, it's like a different shade of white from everything else that we have in the game. It's just, it like, I don't know, it draws in my eye. It makes me feel unsettled. It kind of drives me a little bit nuts. So I only like this wood tone, and I used it a lot throughout the build as well to try to keep that cohesiveness. But building this unit was really tough because I was trying to find the right size for the television. I didn't know how high I wanted to build the unit. I wanted there to be like balance with some of the open spaces versus the shelves that already have like books and stuff on them, because I did use 2 of the bookshelves, and then I just used a bunch of cabinets. But it was really fun to kind of decorate all of these little open spaces. I've been doing it a little bit more. I've never really done it before, and I liked how the unit came out. I thought it actually came out really, really nice, and I thought it looked reasonably realistic. I think when I kind of zoom out and look at it, because I think this apartment has is it the tallest wall height? It's either the tallest or the medium wall height. Either way, they are both not my favorite wall heights. I like the short wall height. So the unit probably, like my preference, I would have built it a little bit higher, but then it would have looked awkward because it would have been unbalanced, and I don't like that. So you can see here that I did build that island I mentioned earlier and put the table up against it just to kind of balance out the space and everything. And there are the 2 love seats and then 2 armchairs as well that I used from Cottage Living, and I thought it looked really, really nice. They actually have a lot of space to, you know, maybe entertain. And when their 2 babies get older, everybody can still sit at the dining table for meals, and they can all cozy up in the living room and, you know, have movie nights and stuff. And then we move on to the parents' bedroom, where I gave them 2 walk-in closets. I thought that was kind of a nice luxury in this apartment. And it's really just because the bedroom was a pretty decent size to begin with, and I thought it would be a nice use of that space. There's also a closet in the entryway as well, which, okay, maybe I'm overlooking this. I don't think that I am, but maybe I'm overlooking this. You can't actually use that closet to just change your Sim's outfit, can you? And when I say change your outfit, I don't mean plan the outfit, but you can't click on it and just be like change outfit like you can a dresser, right? If I'm incorrect, please tell me, but I have tried, and that's why I keep putting them in these certain spaces and builds, because in my head, for realism, I'm like, yeah, just click on the closet before you walk out the door, right? And you change into a different outfit that might be more like weather appropriate. But you can't do that, which I think is the silliest thing on the face of the planet. It's like one of the sillier things in The Sims 4 to me. That was a silly, silly decision, and I'm using the word silly because it's very PG. Anyway, I don't know why it like set me off when I was actually doing this build. I'm like, why can't you just change your outfit? Now we are working on the bathroom, which is a pretty decent sized bathroom. There is a shower tub combo, there is some counter space, and now when these babies get older, you are going to have to add a toddler potty, but I think you could actually get rid of one of the countertops if you wanted to and just kind of get rid of some of the clutter, or the toddler potties are small enough you could probably squeeze it in somewhere. But again, I was thinking that right now they were just baby objects, so no biggie, don't really have to worry about it. And then there's also a little laundry nook in the back of the bathroom, so there's a washer and dryer, and I also remembered to put a vacuum in there, which I never remember. I always forget we have vacuums, but they are a very realistic object, so I included it here. And now we're decorating the hallway, which really isn't that exciting. Again, there is that closet. I did use those little kind of storage organizer things from Dream Home Decorator that have no actual like gameplay purposes, but they look cute. And I put a painting above them and just put a couple of decorations on top as well. And this little mail and like key holder with some purses and things, some plants, and just another lamp because there really wasn't too much to put here. I think I put a mirror in the hallway as well. I always put a full-length mirror very close to the front door of apartments and homes. I don't know why I do that. It's not like I have that in my house. I like the idea, apparently. I really like the idea. But yeah, it was very plainly decorated, nothing too exciting at all. And then we end up working on the nursery, which I really, really liked. I used this base game wallpaper with like the greens and the yellows. I thought it would be a great combination, kind of a soft color palette, and I used the bassinet from the Werewolves game pack. It's so freaking cute with the little sheep and the stars and everything. So I added 2 bassinets, obviously, because I was thinking they had twins. I put a piece of artwork above each one, and then I put like a bunch of night lights around. And I also I didn't use the Dream Home Decorator dresser. I used the one from Eco Lifestyle, but I tried to use a bookcase from Dream Home Decorator, and then I remembered that we had this, which is basically just like a little shelf, and I put a couple of decorations up there, like the books and the little like dog planter and a little teddy bear, just to add some different decorations than I typically add to nurseries. And then I also added this ottoman to make it look like a changing table, which when we get infants and we get the new expansion pack, it looks like we're getting changing tables. So I am so amped to actually build nurseries with infant things. Like, I'm so excited. What are your thoughts on the expansion thus far? At the time of this video going up, we've only seen the gameplay trailer, and that's it. But I'm really excited. I really look forward to the pack. I can't wait to play with the pack, not just build, but like really play with it. But anyway, the nursery is pretty much coming together, just adding a few more decorations, and that is pretty much it for the build. So I hope you all enjoyed this apartment renovation. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
You feel like summer days to me, warm, tender, sunny rays. I hope that we are meant to be. You say nothing at all when we meet, yet somehow I know your history.